If you watch up my video about switching from CachyOS to PikaOS and have been following my more recent videos or even my live streams, you probably noticed that I'm now using Arch. Yes, vanilla Arch. So, I bet you are a little confused right now. After all, I made a video with a list of arguments based on my experience and my opinion regarding an Arch-based distro. So today I'm gonna share with you my final thoughts about my experience using Arch, how has been my daily use, my gaming experience, what I'm currently using, and this kind of stuff. Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Larissa and welcome back to another video. Before we start this video, I just want you to know that I'm doing Overwatch streams here on the channel and also on Twitch. So if you like Overwatch or seeing Overwatch running on Linux, you can follow me on Twitch and make part of my Overwatch community. My Twitch profile is in the description of the video, so you can follow me. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more Linux content and Overwatch streams. So, since I already made a video sharing my reasons why I left CachyOS, I'm gonna say again that I know CachyOS is one distro, Arch is another, but at the end of the day, it's all Arch. I briefly talk about this in my video about my initial experience with Arch, so I don't want this video to feel repetitive. So if you want to better understand what actually made me give Arch a chance, please watch my video about my initial experience with Arch. The link is in the description and in the cards. Well, I think it's important to point out that when I was using CachyOS, I wasn't a completely beginner anymore, but rather an intermediate Linux user. I don't think you guys know this, but my Linux journey actually started on October 18, 2025, actually at the end of last year. So I've been using Linux for about 7 months now, ever since I installed my very first distro, which was Zorin OS. When I started using CachyOS, the overall experience was great, but I think I was still too used to having everything a little more accessible right off the box. CachyOS provides user-friendly applications like the Niri, which replaced Octopi, pre-install and pre-configured tools and applications, kernel level optimizations, basically everything to make the user experience more friendly, practical, and performant. But deep down, even though I enjoyed the experience, I still felt attacked to a more comfortable style like Debian-based or Fedora-based distros. That's why I decided to move to PikaOS and later Nobara. And if you want to better understand why I switched from PikaOS to Nobara, I also made a video about that. The link is in the description and on the cards. So, over these months of experimentation and learning, I started feeling a bit more confident about moving to Arch, and that's exactly what I did. I've been using Arch for about 1 month and 3 weeks, which is basically almost 2 months. I hope my math is correct. Overall, my experience has been surprisingly positive, to be honest. So far, I haven't had a single issue with updates on Arch. No bugs, no problems, and no broken system. That really surprised me because I started experiencing recurring update-related bugs on PikaOS, something I simply haven't seen on Arch. And speaking of bugs and issues, besides the ones I mentioned in my video about initial experience with Arch, I noticed a few others, which were an error pop-up when installing Steam from the official repository, and an error pop-up indicating a missing OBS plugin, also installed from the official repository. The Steam installation and launch error was fixed with a simple terminal command I found on an Arch forum, and the OBS plugin issue was also fixed with a terminal command. Apparently, it was related to a missing make dependency. I'm not sure about it. I kinda saw that on Reddit. Lastly, I think the final thing I noticed is that to play certain video formats in VLC, such as DNxHR, I had to install an additional package that contains a huge range of dependencies required for all sorts of media formats. This is not necessarily a bug or an issue, but I thought it was, worth mentioning. About my gaming experience, I think I already mentioned in my video about my initial experience with Arch that my gaming experience has been smooth, stable, and overall really good, very comparable to CachyOS, PikaOS, and Nobara. I honestly haven't noticed major differences. As for the games I've been playing on Arch so far, I've mostly playing Overwatch and the finals exclusively. My FPS has been stable and I haven't experienced screen tearing in Overwatch since I play with vertical synchronization disabled, only limiting the game to 60 FPS to match my laptop screen's refresh rate, which is 60 Hz, I can confidently say that Overwatch runs perfectly fine without any issues. The finals has also been running perfectly well and very stably. My goal here isn't to provide technical benchmarks, but rather to share my experience with you guys. I had actually recorded some Overwatch gameplay using Mangahood to show some metrics, but unfortunately, I lost those recordings because I recently had to reinstall my system after running out of storage space. Since my system entered a critical state, I couldn't even open my cloud storage to back up the recordings, so I lost everything, sadly. To have a better gaming experience, I've been using Falcon, which has worked better for me than game mode. That's because game mode wasn't automatically enabling my laptop's performance mode when launching games, while Falcon handles that perfectly. For gameplay capture during live streams, I've been using OBS Game Capture through the OBS VK Capture package. This allows me to capture games in a much smarter and more efficient way. After ending the recording of this video, I completely forgot to show that to manage things like my screen resolution, I'm using double displays. It's a package you can install from the Arch official repository, and this application allows you to change your screen resolution, which is pretty useful for me because my laptop has a 16 by 10 screen format, and for YouTube the default is 16 by 9. So for record my videos and for live streams, I always change it to this format and I hit the apply button right here. I think you can also change your refresh rate for here, but I don't touch it. And I also use NWG Look, which appears on your system as GTK settings. And this application allows me to change my color scheme, my default font, my icon theme. I'm using Papyrus Dark at this moment, and a few other things, but especially the theme for my whole system. I'm using Adoita because I like how it looks on my system. And that's it, everyone. I think that's my final thoughts about my Arch experience until now. That's everything I've done and my opinion until now. I guess I really decided to stick with Arch after all, and at least for now I think I don't have plans to switch again. In the end, is Arch really the end game? Honestly, I think it might be. I feel like a lot of Linux users eventually settle on Arch after going through a long phase of distro hopping. I've seen countless people in the Linux community saying exactly that. At this point, I truly feel comfortable using Arch. It's true, I learned how to use the AUR. I enjoy getting the latest updates and software versions as soon as they are available. And most importantly, I love the fact that Arch is minimal and free of unnecessary bloat. With Arch, I decide what gets installed on my system and what actually makes sense for my workflow. I don't have to waste time on removing pre-installed applications or packages I would never use. I've also been enjoying using Shelly, which makes finding packages or installing packages much quicker and more convenient at times. And honestly, even when I run into issues and need to solve things on my own, that process ends up teaching me a lot. I think that says a lot how my mindset toward Linux has changed compared to before. So if you have any question or if you have a video suggestion, please leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and consider subscribing if you're not a subscriber yet. And of course, I would like to say a special thanks to the members of this channel. So thank you my wife, the Sun Max, Kinley, Sir Viego, Smitty5050, and Shimon Hein for being a member and supporting me and my work. Thank you so much, I really appreciate that. You can also become a member too by clicking on the join button or in the link in the description so you can enjoy some perks like join the Discord server. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. We'll talk later and bye bye.